Yeah, so there is something that is causing quite a lot of stir in the small business community, and that is VAT. I think a lot of small business owners have confusion as to when to register for their businesses for VAT, and I just feel like small businesses that rush to register for VAT really cause a lot of problems for themselves, because deregistering for VAT on its own is quite a long process. It's very tedious. You have to prove to SARS why do you want to deregister for VAT. Is this possible? You can do it. I did a video a year or so ago where I outlined the different steps and the different considerations that you need to look at before you register for VAT, and I address the question when to register for VAT. I'll put a link to that video for you to check it out. But on this particular video, I just want to talk about, the consequences of premature VAT registration, because I think this is something that is causing a lot of problems for in the small business community. It's causing a lot of issues for small business owners, especially those who rush to register for VAT when it's still premature, when it's not mandatory for them to register for VAT. Number one, the one thing that I see as a problem, as a struggle, is these small businesses struggle to cope with the administrative burden that comes with registering for VAT. Well, once you register for VAT, there's now a requirement for you to start filing VAT returns on a regular basis, whether it's on a bi-monthly basis or it's on a monthly basis. That administrative burden means that now you need an accountant who needs to help you prepare VAT reconciliations. Now you have to deal with charging your customers VAT. If you were not, obviously if you're not registered before that, you would now have to start charging your customers VAT. You now need to deal with collecting supplier invoices, making sure that those invoices are tax compliant, so that you can claim input VAT from those invoices in order to reduce your own VAT burden. Now, if you're not ready for this admin, it can cause a lot of problems for you, because next thing you'll be getting notifications from SARS saying that you have outstanding returns. When you have outstanding returns, it affects your compliance status. Now you can't get jobs, you can't get projects if your projects require you to be tax compliant. Now, the cost. If you come to us as accountants, really, to be honest with you, it's more expensive to prepare these, to work for, to do accounting work for a company that's VAT registered as compared to a company that's not VAT registered. And logically, that makes sense, because a company that's VAT registered, there is additional work that has to be done. You have to go in and capture all the invoices. You have to capture and calculate the prepare VAT reconciliation. You have to file and submit an additional tax return. And on top of that, when that particular company is selected for verification of audit, you have to compile a list of documents and do a submission of the and attend to the VAT verification or audit, whatever the case is. Because another thing is, if that's not done, and maybe a VAT return is filed and then there's a verification or an audit and it's not attended to, the business is at risk, because SARS can issue an additional assessment, which means that the company can end up owing SARS a lot of money, and it can just be an endless, pit of things going wrong and things, ending up, just stressing you out as a business owner. So it really comes at a cost. And think about it, the moment you register for VAT, you're actually increasing your prices by 15%. So if you are doing that prematurely, your competitors might just be snatching your market, might snatch your customers. If you are charging your customers $100 and your competitors are charging a similar amount, by rushing to register for VAT, you've just increased your cost by 15 rands. If you don't do that and you still charge $100, that means that your 15% comes from the $100, which means you've then reduced your profit margin. So these are some of the things that I think people don't don't consider them when it comes to registering for VAT. And my question is really, why is it that you guys as small business owners rush to register for VAT? What is it about VAT that you feel that I have to register for VAT? One of the things that I've come across within the small business community is that you find that you are trying to get a job or a tender, and then within maybe some of the requirements for submission, they want a VAT number, and then a small business owner thinks that automatically that means that they have to go and register for VAT and get a VAT number. And I think some people think it ends there. They don't necessarily think about the admin that comes with registering for VAT. And to be honest with you, I would say that if you're not VAT registered yet, please think about it. And if you are not yet within the threshold where you have to register for VAT mandatorily, maybe just wait a bit and understand how VAT works and what is the benefit. Because some people actually go into VAT registration thinking that they will be getting VAT refunds, but that's not the truth, because that's not how VAT works. Yes, you might get a refund here and there, but that's not, it's not made for you to be getting refunds every single month or every 2 months, whenever that period is. So another thing to think about when it comes to VAT registration is the cost versus benefit analysis, to say if I am making sales at this particular rate and I'm having these kinds of expenses, what is the benefit compared to, because the expenses that you're going to be claiming from SARS, the VAT that you're going to be claiming through input VAT from SARS, it's not the only thing you need to think about as a benefit, so to speak, to say I'll get a refund every now and then, or I will just compare my output VAT or the VAT on my sales. I'll compare that with the VAT I'm going to claim from my supplier invoices. Think about the admin as well. Like I said, the accountants that you're going to have to use to prepare the returns, to file the returns, and so on. That cost, factor that cost in to say, is the business in a position to be able to afford a service provider who can provide this service to us as a business without necessarily stretching ourselves from a cash flow point of view. Another thing to think about is exactly that, the cash flow, because now you will be having to pay SARS. Imagine you and if you're not quite aware of how VAT works, you would charge your client, let's say your product is 100 Rand before VAT, you will charge the 15 bucks, and then you have to collect from your customer, you're collecting 115. When the money comes into your bank account, there's a false, if you're not familiar with how VAT works, you might believe that all of that money belongs to you. But no, how VAT works is that the 15 Rand that you would have collected from your customers actually belongs to SARS. And you need to put that aside so that when the VAT filing period comes and now the amount has to be payable over to SARS 2 months later, you have the money in the bank to pay. Now, if you're a small business owner and you're struggling with cash flow, there's a risk here that the money that you collect, including VAT, you might end up allocating that to your operating costs. So that's a cash flow problem right there, because now the moment the VAT return is submitted, there's no money now to pay SARS. Do you see that it becomes quite a cash flow conundrum of sorts there? So think about that. I mean, why are you rushing to register for VAT? Guys, please talk to me in the comments. I want to know what is the rush? Is it maybe not unnecessarily understanding how VAT works? Do you guys maybe sometimes think being VAT registered is a status thing where you can say I'm VAT registered? But really, it comes with a lot of admin. It comes with a lot of challenges. But those businesses that are mature, they can go ahead and register for VAT. For those businesses, it's not a choice. In terms of South African law, once you reach the threshold, you have to register for VAT. And I've noticed another trend within here in South Africa, which is something that SARS is doing, is they are becoming very strict when it comes to VAT registration. It's not as easy as it was a few years back. Now, I have evidence of instances where SARS actually comes to the office to see this company that's applying to register for VAT. They want to see where you're operating. They want to see your staff. They want to see, they even ask questions. So they're becoming very strict because people have tried many things with VAT refunds. And obviously, by the time I'm recording this video here in South Africa, the budget speech was supposed to be tabled in February. It was not tabled in February. It will now be tabled sometime in March. And there's talks of wanting to increase VAT from 15% to 17%. Now, as a small business owner, if your registration was done prematurely, that means that the challenges that I spoke about, especially when it comes to cash flow, might just become worse, because the VAT rate has gone up, and really challenges with cash flow might just become worse. So think about it well. I don't know when you are watching this video, but hopefully by the time you watch the video, or the video is out, the VAT has not been increased by the 17% and it's still 15%, or something has happened along those lines. But I want you guys to talk to me in the comment section as to why do people rush to register for VAT? And I mean, if it's an education thing, check out my video on when to register for VAT so that you understand how VAT works. I'll leave a link, like I said, to the video. Let's talk about what are some of the things that you guys have come across that are challenges when it comes to prematurely registering for VAT. And have you ever tried to deregister for VAT? I've been helping people to deregister for VAT, and I've had instances where people did that. They register for VAT prematurely. Now they want out, but now they owe VAT. Now they have to pay the VAT first. And oh my God, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But I have also been able to assist people to deregister for VAT. It's a process, but it is possible. You can deregister for VAT. So those that need to deregister, I think consider deregistering for VAT. Go through the pain of deregistering for VAT, especially if you are running a very small operation and you're not likely to get into to meet that threshold anytime soon. It will provide a lot of relief. You can even think about how it will affect your customers, how you can impact your pricing, competitively within the market. So yeah, let's talk about that now, and let's see how have you guys experienced this particular scenario, in the small business space. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.